Have you ever walked out of the salon with a fresh pixie cut, looked in the mirror, and thought, something feels off? You're not alone. For women over 60, the pixie cut can be a total game changer. It's chic, youthful, and effortlessly stylish when it's done right. But here's the catch. One small mistake in cut, color, or styling can turn your dream pixie into a daily frustration. That's why in today's guide, we're diving into the 7 most common pixie cut mistakes women over 60 make, and more importantly, how to avoid them. From face shape to texture, from bangs to color, I'll walk you through exactly what to watch out for and how to make your pixie look modern, flattering, and absolutely timeless. So before you book your next salon visit, or if you're just thinking of going short, this is the video you cannot afford to skip. Mistake 1. Choosing the wrong pixie for your face shape. One of the most common and most damaging mistakes women over 60 make with their pixie cut is choosing a style that doesn't suit their face shape. On the surface, it may seem like such a small detail. After all, a pixie cut is a pixie cut, right? But the truth is, the difference between a flattering pixie and a disappointing one often comes down to how well it works with the natural proportions of your face. When you don't take face shape into account, you risk ending up with a look that feels off every time you look in the mirror. Instead of enhancing your best features, the wrong pixie can emphasize areas you'd rather soften, and that can be frustrating when you've invested time and money into your new style. The good news is that every face shape has a pixie cut that will complement it beautifully. It's all about knowing the rules. Let's break it down. Round faces. If your face is round, going too short and blunt can make your face appear even wider and rounder. A super cropped pixie, for example, can unintentionally highlight the fullness of your cheeks. The solution is to add vertical balance. Choose a pixie with some height at the crown and a little length on the sides. This creates the illusion of a longer, more oval shape, giving you elegance and balance. Square faces. If you have a square jawline, the worst thing you can do is opt for a very sharp or angular pixie. Harsh lines only add more severity to the face, making features look strong but less feminine. What you want is softness, texture, gentle layers, and side-swept bangs. These details break up the angles and create a delicate, more youthful appearance while still keeping the boldness of a pixie. Long faces. For long face shapes, the mistake is the opposite. Many women choose pixies with too much height at the crown, which exaggerates the length of the face. Instead, the best choice is a fuller pixie on the sides. This adds width and balance, helping to create harmony in your proportions and making your face appear shorter and more oval. Heart-shaped faces. While not as commonly discussed, this shape has its own challenges. A pixie that's too heavy on top or too short around the chin can make the forehead look larger. To balance it, ask for a pixie with side-swept bangs or volume near the jawline. This evens out the width at the top and bottom of your face. The key takeaway is that your pixie cut should always work with your face, not against it. A haircut isn't about copying a picture from Pinterest or a celebrity photo and expecting it to magically suit you. Two women can have the exact same pixie cut, and it will look completely different depending on their facial structure. This is where working with a skilled stylist truly matters. A good stylist will study your face shape, ask about the features you love most, and then make recommendations. Maybe they'll suggest a fringe to draw attention to your eyes, or longer sideburns to slim your cheeks, or textured layers to soften your jawline. The magic of the pixie cut is its versatility. You can customize it endlessly. So if you've ever walked out of the salon feeling like your pixie cut just doesn't fit, it's not that pixies aren't for you. It simply means you haven't found the right match for your unique shape yet. When you choose a pixie that complements your features, the result is transformative. You'll look polished, modern, and radiant, while still feeling completely like yourself. Mistake 2. Ignoring natural hair texture. Another major mistake that often leads to disappointment is ignoring your natural hair texture when choosing a pixie cut. At 60 and beyond, your hair is rarely the same as it was in your 30s or 40s. Age brings natural changes, Sometimes hair becomes finer and thinner, while for others it turns coarser, curlier, or more unpredictable. These changes are completely normal, but pretending they don't exist when you cut your hair is a recipe for frustration. Why does texture matter so much? Because your hair's natural movement, thickness, and behavior will completely determine how your pixie looks day after day. You might fall in love with a sleek, edgy pixie you saw online, but if your own hair texture doesn't support that look, the reality can feel underwhelming. A pixie that works against your natural hair is like swimming upstream. You'll spend more time fighting your hair than enjoying it. Let's look at a few examples. Fine or thinning hair. If your hair has become finer with age, a super short or overly layered pixie will only emphasize the lack of volume. Instead of looking full and lively, your hair might fall flat or even expose areas of thinning. The solution here is a slightly longer pixie with soft, subtle layers. These create the illusion of fullness and movement without weighing the hair down. Light texturizing and a bit of lift at the crown can add vibrancy and make fine hair appear thicker. Thick or coarse hair. On the opposite end, very thick hair can easily overwhelm a short pixie. Without the right blending, your cut might feel bulky, heavy, or even unmanageable. The fix is strategic layering that removes excess weight while maintaining shape. Blended layers ensure that thick hair has movement, polish, and sophistication, instead of looking puffy or unruly. Curly or wavy hair. Curls can be absolutely stunning in a pixie cut, but only if the stylist works with the curl pattern, not against it. Cutting curls too short or unevenly can cause frizz and a loss of shape. Instead, a curl-friendly pixie embraces your natural pattern, allowing the waves or curls to frame your face beautifully. With the right cut, curls add personality, softness, and dimension to your style. Styling products also play a huge role here. Fine hair benefits from lightweight volumizing mousse or texturizing sprays, while thick or curly hair needs smoothing creams or curl-defining serums. The golden rule is this: your products should enhance what your hair already does well, not try to completely change it. The key takeaway is that no two women's hair behaves the same way, especially after 60. Your pixie cut should be a collaboration between your natural texture and your stylist's skill. When you embrace what your hair naturally wants to do, you'll find that your pixie not only looks more flattering, but also feels easier to live with every single day. Instead of waking up and battling with your hair, you'll enjoy a style that flows with your routine and lets your confidence shine through. Mistake 3. Bangs done wrong, or skipping them entirely. Bangs may seem like a small detail, but when it comes to a pixie cut, especially for women over 60, they can completely transform the look. Unfortunately, one of the most common mistakes I see is either avoiding bangs altogether out of fear that they're too trendy, or going to the opposite extreme with heavy, overpowering bangs that drag down the face. Both of these approaches can keep you from unlocking the true potential of your pixie cut. Here's why bangs matter. They're not just an accessory, they're a powerful design element. Bangs can frame the face, soften strong features, and even take years off your appearance by adding movement and balance. They create focal points, whether that's drawing attention to your eyes, highlighting your cheekbones, or balancing out a high forehead. A well-cut set of bangs can turn an ordinary pixie into something chic, modern, and uniquely yours. But the mistakes happen in two main ways. Skipping bangs entirely. Many women over 60 avoid bangs, believing they're best left for younger women. In reality, soft bangs can be incredibly flattering at any age. By leaving them out completely, you might miss the opportunity to add personality and freshness to your style, going too heavy or blunt. On the flip side, thick, heavy bangs can overwhelm your features, cast shadows on your face, and make the style look dated or harsh. Instead of making you look more youthful, they can actually weigh you down. So what's the solution? It's all about finding the sweet spot. Light, airy, and face-flattering bangs. Think of it options like side-swept bangs or curtain bangs. They're universally flattering and versatile, easy to style for casual days or polish up for special occasions. Side-swept bangs, for example, are perfect for softening a high forehead while guiding attention toward your eyes and cheekbones. Curtain bangs gently frame the face without covering too much, creating softness and balance while remaining low maintenance. The magic of these softer bang styles is that they add youthful energy without screaming for attention. They're easy to live with, require less upkeep than blunt bangs, and can be brushed to the side or blended into your cut as your hair grows. For women who want flexibility, they're an excellent choice. It's also important to consider texture. If you have fine hair, opt for wispy feathered bangs that don't take away from your volume. For thicker hair, light layering can keep bangs from looking too heavy. A good stylist will know how to adjust the thickness, angle, and length of your bangs so they highlight your best features instead of hiding them. The takeaway: don't underestimate the power of bangs. Avoiding them out of fear or overdoing them with a blunt fringe are both mistakes that can rob your pixie of its charm. The right bangs can soften, flatter, and modernize your look, making your pixie not just a haircut, but a style statement that enhances your natural beauty. Mistake 4. Neglecting regular maintenance. One of the most overlooked mistakes with a pixie cut, and perhaps the one that causes the most frustration, is neglecting regular maintenance. Unlike longer hairstyles, which can grow out gracefully, a pixie cut has very little margin for error. Every half-inch of growth changes the entire silhouette, and that chic, polished style you walked out of the salon with can quickly turn into something shapeless and unflattering if you let it go too long. Here's the reality. Pixies are deceptively high maintenance. They look effortless, but that effortless vibe is the result of precision. The short length means that the shape depends entirely on sharp lines, clean layering, and careful balance. Without regular trims, those crisp edges blur, layers fall unevenly, and what was once modern and stylish starts to look messy. You may even find yourself spending more time fussing with it each morning, trying to fix what a simple trim would have solved. And many women fall in love with their pixie the day they get it cut. It feels fresh, bold, and empowering. But life gets busy, appointments get delayed, and before long, the cut loses its structure. You might even hit the dreaded awkward phase, where your hair is too long to be a pixie, but too short to style any other way. At this stage, no amount of styling products can make it look intentional. It just looks like you're waiting for it to grow into something else. The solution is simple but crucial. Commit to a trim every 4 to 6 weeks. This consistency keeps the style sharp, ensures the proportions remain flattering, and prevents the awkward grow-out stage altogether. Each appointment is also a chance to adjust and refresh your look. Maybe you want to add more texture this time, try asymmetry, or adjust the length of your bangs. These small tweaks keep your pixie evolving, so you never feel stuck in the same style. Regular maintenance doesn't just keep your pixie cut looking good, it keeps it low maintenance in your daily life. With the right shape, your hair naturally falls into place, meaning less time with a blow dryer or styling tools in the morning. Think of those salon visits not as a chore, but as an investment in yourself. You're buying back confidence, ease, and the polished version of the style you love. The takeaway is this: if you want the pixie cut to deliver on its promise of being chic, youthful, and effortless, you have to give it regular upkeep. A pixie doesn't forgive neglect, but it rewards consistency. Commit to trims, embrace the evolution of your style, and you'll always step out the door looking sharp, fresh, and confident. Mistake 5. Choosing the wrong hair color. When it comes to a pixie cut, most women focus on the cut itself, the length, the layers, the fringe. But there's another element that can make or break the style: the color. One of the most common mistakes women over 60 make is choosing a hair color that doesn't complement their features, their skin tone, or their new cut. Here's why color matters so much. The pixie cut already makes a bold statement. Its short, sharp shape puts your face front and center. That means the color you choose doesn't just sit on top of your head. It frames your features, influences how your skin looks, and impacts the overall vibe of your style. The wrong shade can leave you looking washed out, harsh, or older than you really are. The right one, on the other hand, can brighten your complexion, soften fine lines, and bring your entire look to life. The two extremes I see most often are these: going too dark. A deep, flat black or an overly dark brown can create harsh contrast against mature skin, exaggerating fine lines or shadows under the eyes. Instead of looking polished, the result can feel heavy and severe, going too light. On the flip side, platinum blonde or overly cool, pale tones can wash out your complexion, making your skin look dull or lifeless. They can also make your hair look thinner than it really is. The sweet spot is usually somewhere close to your natural shade, with soft variations that add dimension. If you're transitioning to your natural gray, don't fight it, embrace it. Ask your stylist to enhance your silver with subtle highlights or a silvery balayage, which adds depth and shine. If you're naturally blonde, warm up your look with creamy or honey-toned highlights rather than icy flat shades. Brunettes can benefit from caramel or chestnut lowlights, which add richness and soften the overall effect. Another smart option is adding face framing highlights. These lighter pieces around the face act almost like a ring light. They reflect light onto your skin, brighten your eyes, and give your entire look a youthful glow. Even if you're not ready for a dramatic change, a gloss treatment can revive your natural shade and give it a healthy, polished finish. The key is balance. Your hair color should work with your cut and your skin tone, not against them. A pixie cut is meant to enhance your personality and confidence. The right color makes it look vibrant, chic, and modern. The wrong one can make even the best haircut feel like a mistake. So the next time you're considering a pixie, or refreshing the one you already have, don't overlook color. Talk with your stylist about shades that complement your natural beauty. A few thoughtful adjustments in tone can completely transform your pixie cut into a style that not only suits your face, but also makes you shine. Mistake 6. Overstyling and using the wrong products. One of the biggest appeals of a pixie cut is its promise of being effortless and low maintenance. Women often choose a pixie because they want to simplify their routine, not complicate it. But here's the irony. One of the most common mistakes I see is women trying too hard, overstyling their pixie, or relying on the wrong products. Instead of enhancing the cut, this approach works against it, leaving the hair looking stiff, dated, or even unnatural. The beauty of a pixie cut lies in its natural texture and movement. A great pixie should look chic with minimal effort. A little finger styling here, a light product there, and you're done. But when you load it down with heavy gels, waxes, or layers of hairspray, you lose that soft, modern feel. Suddenly, your hair starts looking helmet-like, hard, crunchy, and frozen in place. What's worse, piling on the wrong products can draw attention to thinning areas or make fine hair look greasy and weighed down. Instead of effortless, the vibe becomes overdone. Here's the truth. Less is more with a pixie cut. If you have fine or thinning hair, what you need is lift and movement, not sticky residue. A lightweight volumizing mousse or a texturizing spray will give you body without weighing your hair down. These products enhance fullness and create that lively, youthful bounce. If you have thick or coarse hair, the goal is the opposite, taming excess volume without making your hair stiff. A smoothing cream or a curl-defining serum will keep your style polished while allowing your natural texture to shine. Another mistake is relying too much on brushes, straighteners, or heat tools to force the pixie into submission. Remember, the best pixies celebrate what your hair already does. Overstyling strips the cut of its personality. For a softer, more modern finish, try shaping your pixie with your fingers rather than a comb. Tousling the hair slightly gives it that casual, undone yet chic vibe that feels youthful and fresh. Of course, styling is also about balance. You don't want a pixie that looks like you didn't bother, but you also don't want one that looks like it took an hour to perfect. The goal is effortless polish, a style that looks modern, light, and true to you. The key takeaway is this: don't fight your pixie cut. If you're constantly battling with products, tools, and techniques, the style will never feel low maintenance. The pixie works best when you work with your natural hair, not against it. Choose products that enhance rather than control, and embrace a lighter touch in your styling routine. When you do, you'll rediscover the freedom that made you fall in love with the pixie in the first place, a haircut that highlights your confidence and individuality without demanding endless effort. Mistake 7. Going too short too soon. The final mistake on our list might be the most surprising, and it's one that I see far too often. It's the mistake of going too short too soon. There's no denying that a pixie cut can be empowering. It's bold, it's modern, and it's often described as liberating. For women over 60, finally deciding to chop off years of length can feel like a fresh start, a chance to reinvent yourself. But here's the truth. Jumping straight into a super short pixie can sometimes do more harm than good. Why? Because hair isn't just hair, it's emotional. For many women, long or medium-length hair has been part of their identity for decades. Cutting it all off in one dramatic appointment can feel like too much of a shock. Even if the stylist has executed the cut perfectly, you might walk out of the salon, look in the mirror, and suddenly feel exposed or uncertain. And unlike other styling choices, this one can't be undone overnight. Growing back a pixie takes time, and the in-between phases can be awkward. Another risk of going ultra short too quickly is that you might discover the style doesn't suit your personality, your lifestyle, or even your face shape as much as you hoped. Pixies are versatile, but not every version works for everyone. Diving headfirst into the shortest cut can leave you stuck with something that doesn't reflect who you are. So, what's the smarter approach? Ease into it. Instead of cutting it all off in one go, start with a longer pixie, something that grazes the jawline or keeps a little length around the ears and neckline. This softer transition allows you to test the waters. You'll still enjoy the fresh, youthful energy of a pixie, but with more styling flexibility and less risk of regret. If you fall in love with it, you can always go shorter next time. But if you decide it's not quite you, you won't feel trapped in a style that feels too extreme. A longer pixie also offers variety. You can tuck pieces behind your ear, add waves for texture, or experiment with volume. This versatility makes the adjustment period much easier and gives you time to grow comfortable with shorter hair before committing to an edgier crop. The bottom line is this: a pixie cut should be an empowering experience, not a stressful one. Going too short too soon can feel like losing control, while transitioning gradually keeps you in charge of the change. Talk openly with your stylist about your comfort level, your personality, and the kind of look you want to project. Together, you can map out a plan that feels exciting, but also realistic. Remember, your hair is the part of your story. There's no rush to rewrite it in one sitting. Take it step by step, and you'll not only find the pixie that fits you best, but also enjoy the journey of transformation along the way. So there you have it, the 7 biggest mistakes women over 60 often make with pixie cuts. From ignoring your face shape and natural texture, to skipping bangs or choosing the wrong color, from neglecting trims to overloading with products, and finally, diving into a cut that's simply too short too soon. Each of these missteps can turn a potentially empowering haircut into something that feels disappointing. But here's the good news. Every one of these mistakes has a solution. With the right adjustments, a pixie cut can become one of the most flattering, stylish, and confidence-boosting hairstyles you'll ever wear. It's timeless, it's chic, and it's uniquely adaptable to your personality and lifestyle. Remember, the goal of a pixie isn't to copy someone else's look. It's to find a version that highlights your natural beauty. When done right, a pixie cut can soften, brighten, and even take years off your appearance, all while keeping your routine simple and stress-free. So, if you've been hesitating about taking the plunge, let this be your sign. The pixie cut can absolutely work for you. Just avoid these common pitfalls, work with a stylist who understands your needs, and embrace a cut that feels as bold, modern, and vibrant as you are. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever tried a pixie cut? Did you love it, regret it, or maybe you're thinking about trying one soon? Share your thoughts and stories in the comments below. And if this video helped you, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and share it with a friend who's ready for a style transformation. After all, style has no age limit, and your pixie cut should be proof that confidence and beauty only grow stronger with time.